Happy holidays. This is Anna Lee.
And I am Patricia.
And we're the 50s Chicks. And we're here for another episode. And this time we have a Reddit author on the line who is here to talk about his Reddit story. And so we want to say welcome to Paul.
Paul. Mm-hmm.
Right?
And just so some background for your viewers. I'm from the U.S., like you couldn't tell, and I now live in Rome, just on the edge of Rome, near the seaside. So, and I am single. So we'll start there.
Tell us a little bit more about you, because you say you're single. Like, how long have you been single? What's that whole story?
So it's not a happy story. I came to Rome with my second wife and our son. And about 10 months after we secured our apartment, she was diagnosed with inoperable cancer.
Mm.
So it's been 2 years. I've done a lot of processing, and right now I'm actually in the process of starting to date again. So that's where I'm at. Like I said, It's not a happy story, but that's my story.
Yeah. It's a lot of people's stories in this age group, I think.
Especially,
right?
Yes. And so the second part of that story is when I'm looking to find someone to date, I'm over 50 is my target audience, because we all have stories, we all have histories. I don't mind sharing mine. I don't mind anyone telling me about their past love, their past partner, because it's nothing that you can separate from your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that's that baggage we talk about.
Yes.
Well, it's not. Well, so on the one hand, we could say baggage. On the other hand, we could say life experience.
Well, yes, that's what baggage is. We just attach
baggage,
the word baggage because we give it that negative connotation.
The words matter. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you really absolutely.
So the other part of my story is I was a writer and literature major in university, so words matter to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So like it's glass half full, glass half empty. It could be
That's
baggage.
Right.
It could be baggage. It could be life experience. I like to look at it as life experience. I mean, I was divorced. I had kids. I was remarried, and then widowed, and I still have another son, and I do a lot of things. Okay, so I look at it as life experience, not
yes, it is
baggage, right? Yeah. So
it is,
and actually, that's why my second wife really liked me and loved me a lot, is because I looked at I had this positive attitude, and she's like,
that's what I was gonna say. The positive way to look at it,
right? And she was like, "Why?" I said, "Well, because I do nice things for you, so don't read too much into it." And she's like, "Yeah, you do all the laundry, you do a lot of the cleanup, you bring me coffee in the morning at the 4th level of our condo." Yeah, I shouldn't complain about that so much. So yeah, I mean,
well, we're gonna delve into your Reddit story, and
yes,
I'll just start by I'll just start by reading it, and then we can discuss it. And if I butcher something, let me know. So let me see. So the one we were looking at was, I need advice. I just turned 60 and I'm single. I prefer women close to my age, though it seems they may have been single longer than me, so they have many activities. You say, I can say hi on dating apps, but their weekends are full. This in the morning, lunch with friends, theater tonight, brunch tomorrow. Am I too boring? Laundry, shopping, cleaning. I don't have a friend group here. Or do I need to ask for a date on Monday? I'm a little confused and ready to unsubscribe from dating apps. Advice, please. And yeah, so tell us a little bit about that, because I feel like a lot of us feel when we look at profiles online that people exaggerate their lives. They really try to make themselves look interesting. So they, say that they were parachuting on Monday and then they went skiing on Tuesday.
So, okay, so let's a couple of things. Number one is, yes, I have chatted with women online who were, oh, I want a parachute. I'm a bungee jumper. And I'm like,
oh, women saying that?
Yes,
wow.
yes.
Wow.
Like, I'm a dad of a young guy. I can't, and I have no parachute, no family to pick up the slack. So no, these risky things are not for me. And they're like, okay. I'm like, well, okay, then we don't really connect. I mean, I like you very much as a person, but your idea of fun is scary to me because I still have responsibilities. So, yeah, and so there's a whole progression here through. This is a long story, and I am a storyteller. So I was on this website getting no dates. I was getting a lot of likes. I was getting a lot of let's talk, erotically and so forth and so on. And I got frustrated because nobody wanted to do anything, right? So I'm like, done. And then I moved to, can I say a website name?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. So I moved to like Bumble and Hinge and Tinder. Tinder does not impress me at all. Just no. And from Hinge, I've connected with this woman who on Wednesday we're gonna have to date, and she has this beautiful accent, and she's from Rwanda, and we just connect. The other thing is that I did, because I got so few connections, and let me put it this way: I'm not getting any younger. Okay.
No, but none of us are.
No, exactly. I don't like to say I'm getting older. I say I'm not getting any younger. Okay, that's
Okay.
again the word
I like
thing.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
So I went back to that website, which I had deleted my profile, and found a couple of people a couple of women I had connected with previously, and I abruptly left the profile, the whole platform. So I'm kind of in contact with them. I have a couple of contacts on Bumble, and Hinge isn't really working for me. Tinder, no, it's definitely not for me. I'm about ready to just delete the app, delete the profile. Hasta la pasta. I'm done. Okay. So mean, I, I find myself in an interesting position. I met my second wife on online dating, and we'll just say it was a adults only, you know, website.
No, I don't know.
No, I don't know that. What?
Website.
What?
Which one?
Oh,
Which one was it?
It was an adult only.
Friend Finder.
What is it called?
Friend Finder.
Friend
I never
Finder.
heard of that.
Never heard of it.
What is that? Why is it adult?
Why do you think it's adult? People
I
speak
think
about.
I have something in my head.
Only assume why, but I don't know.
I'm making assumptions.
Let me.
Friend Finder.
Me neither.
Oh, adult Friend Finder.
Adult Friend Finder. You got to preface.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Is it like a sex site or something?
Kinda, you know, it's like people.
Is it like seeking arrangements or something like that?
It's
Like, have you heard of seeking arrangements?
no, but
Okay,
but here's the thing. Okay, so this is back in 2007. Okay, the site seriously still exists, and this is when.
But what are the? I just need to know. Like, what you said, adult. What is it? Cut to the chase. What is the site?
It's like people who are very sexually oriented want to find other people like them.
So a hookup site.
Well, it can be. Now, I used it for a while, and I met some really nice women, and I had.
Is this like a cam girl? Like you?
Nope.
Pay them to talk?
No. Oh, no, not at all. No. And it's not like I would say a hookup one night stand thing. I had 2-4 relationships for 6-8 weeks, where we got together, we would date, be intimate, put it that way.
Well, that's what the whole idea.
Yes,
seems to be the premise.
I had a couple.
Seems to be the premise.
I would say that I had a couple of women who liked me a lot, and after a drink or two, took me back to my home. And while I was uncorking a bottle of wine, got pretty naked. Okay.
These women did.
Yes.
Well, on a site, adult. I mean, that's what the expectation is.
Yeah.
I'm so stupid. I didn't expect that, right? I'm like trying to figure out the
expect from adult friend finder?
I'm trying to work the corkscrew at my house, and she's like stripping her clothes off. And then you turn around,
and then somebody
she has she's
clothes.
only wearing a thong, and says, "Where's the bedroom?" And I'm like, "Well, here's your glass of wine."
How old were these women?
40-ish. No. When I was in my early 40s, they were my age, or early 40s.
Oh, okay.
And I'm really specific about being age appropriate. Okay. And like this one woman comes to mind. Well, two, and I'm trying to like uncork the bottle of wine. And when I turn around and I pour a glass and I turn around, she's wearing nothing but a thong. I'm like, and says, "Where's the?" And I hand her the glass of wine. She chugs it back like a college student. Okay,
Well, that's what she came there for. I'm sure.
But I didn't even know. I'm so
Okay,
clueless.
I'm wondering where the monetary exchange is going to happen. I don't know.
Okay,
And
well,
it's
so
money
let me put
exchange.
more
This
context.
sounds like it is a money thing,
No,
a money grab.
she's a corporate attorney. She makes way more money than I do.
Oh,
She
Okay.
just
she
yeah,
said she
no,
was a corporate attorney.
she just liked me, and I'm
Mm.
like, oh, wait, you're almost naked, and she said, give me another, and I'm like, here's the porn. She's like, boom,
Here's the
and she says,
bottle.
and then she says, where's your bedroom? I'm like, just up the stairs. I'm such a, I don't
You're
want to say
breaking up a
stupid.
little bit.
Mhm.
You're breaking up
I
a
want-
little bit.
Um, I'm not stupid, but I can be oblivious. Okay. It's
Hmm.
happened to me many times that I'm oblivious to, uh, let's say, a woman's advances. Okay.
Well, there's no way to miss interpret that one.
That was no,
That was pretty straightforward.
that was way straightforward.
Oh yeah, well, I like okay when she was almost naked. Yeah, okay, that was
Yes,
pretty straightforward. Yeah, yeah,
there was
clear.
no
But
doubting what that was.
until that point, we had gone out for drinks, and she said, "Hey, why don't we go to your place because it was close by?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'm
That
thinking,
right there's the indication that
"No,
no
no,
woman's
not
gonna
in my
normally say
mind."
that. No
I'm like,
woman's gonna say that unless,
because I
yeah.
have, because I all I expected of that evening was going to a nice bistro, having drinks on the terrace. And it was a nice Friday
Hmm.
evening with good weather. That was my only expectation and some good conversation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Paid the bill.
Hmm?
Paid, yeah. She paid the bill
He
and
So
paid the
said,
then,
bill.
so she was the one giving the money.
There was no
She
exchange.
an
she
envelope.
said, she said, she said, drink up. She
Somebody's
said,
paying.
she said,
So wait
drink
a
up.
minute, but we gotta reel this in
Yeah, yeah.
because are you saying then that this is the site where you met your
Second wife.
second wife?
Site where I met my second wife, yes.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Yes,
Now,
go.
you have been consistent in saying that you are looking for age appropriate women. And that is not something that we always hear from your age men, you know. So I want to know what inspired you to prefer women close to your age? And are there qualities you find especially appealing in them?
Yes, excellent question. So, from my point of view, um, over 50 is preferred. Okay. Now, I just turned 60. Um, there are a couple of reasons for that. One is that women who are 50-ish or over um, they have, let me say it this way, lots of life experience. Okay. And I'm not shy about that. Okay. They have former relationships, they have children, they have complications and job experiences, moving this way and that way, life experience. Okay. Um, Younger women, I just don't feel like I have um, a lot in common with them. Okay.
Mm.
So that's why I like women who work like, so say for example, I put my I do this on, say, Bumble, okay, an age range. And I go, okay, 45 is like the absolute minimum. Okay. And, 63 or something like that. That seems to be about where I want to be in that range. But closer to 55 to 63 is really where I'm comfortable. For a couple of reasons. Number one, life experience. I think that,
Mm-hmm.
people who have kids, like I'm chatting with this one woman who is, let's say she's about 57, and she said something about my little one, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That's not really physically a good idea. And it turns out she's talking about her grandchild.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
okay,
oh,
yes.
now, so this is, I have stories, lots of stories. So you can edit this crap as long as you want. So this one particular woman is a bodybuilder, and she is a very beautiful woman. And I'm like, are you sure you're talking to the right chat person? And she said, well, you seem nice. I'm like, well, I am nice, but are you are you sure that you're interested in me? And she's like, well, yeah, you're like one of the nicest guys I've ever communicated with. So apparently most of the guys are just really, let me be frank, assholes. Oh, let's get together and blah blah blah, and get naked and blah. And I was just like, I, and so we went. I stuck with her, and meaning that we can just continue to chat. Okay, we're talking chat,
Mm-hmm.
and and I'm like, but are you sure? She's like,
Ignored it.
yes. I really like you. I think you're respectful and a nice guy. And I'm like, well, I am, but I'm kind of a hairy dad bod kind of guy, and you're like a freaking bodybuilder in a string bikini, for God's sakes. And she's
So
like,
how many bodybuilders do you think she's going to be meeting at that age?
well, what? So she's in her 50s.
Yeah, she's not going
And
to be meeting a lot of bodybuilders.
well, I mean, if you go bodybuild at the gym. So, okay. So I deleted my profile. I moved on from that platform. I went back to that platform uh, because it there are more women who are interested in erotic conversations. Maybe they're not into
What
dating.
platform
The
is this?
platform that
So,
that,
no,
yeah,
this no
the
Adult
no
Swim?
no
adult
no no no
Oh
film.
no.
yeah,
This is
they're the ones looking
this
for
is
that.
different. This is different.
Hmm.
This is called what is it? Uh,
That's
Granny
why he knows
Find.
it's still around.
Oh no! Oh, it's definitely around. It's
That's why.
So you said
Granny
this is a different one? Which one is it?
GrannyFinder.com or
What
no.
is
I'm
it?
sorry. GrannySpace.com.
What?
What?
Granny space?
Yes.
No.
What is that?
No. 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 Granny
What do you?
space?
Yes. What do you mean? No, no.
No.
I'm telling you
Oh
what.
my
I'm.
And they would, and even if they did, there wouldn't
Well,
be
this is
any
this is
erotic
this
talk in it.
this is the
why is it
craziest thing.
Granny?
Granny.
These women are like, "Oh, I'm a granny and 50." I'm like, "What the hell? You're to my to my you're a young chick."
Okay, I see a theme going with you, Paul.
Yes.
These
Go for it.
erotic. I've never heard of you managed to find all of them.
No.
What is it?
Granny?
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 Granny Space. Granny's face. Right.
No way. No.
Granny
Okay,
flirt
what does
and
it look
chat.
like?
Granny
Is
flirt
that the
and chat.
granny?
Yeah, this
Okay, it's not
Oh
the
yeah, there's
granny.
this.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
no, I
that
mean,
ain't no granny. I'll tell you
Oh no,
what.
that's something else.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Granny's
absolutely, yeah.
face flirt with one click. New amateurs. Amateurs? Okay, we're talking about
Nobody's
something.
amateur when they're granny.
I
Oh
mean, these
my
no. So
goodness.
so these are actually so it's a two-part thing. They're trying to
These are
string you along.
professional.
Uh, the one that you're looking at is yes. The one that I'm looking at are like I, I don't know. I'm getting bombarded daily with messages from why aren't you talking to me? And I'm like, well,
Oh,
but
mm,
but
Do that? Is it
mm.
you
but
pay
no,
the amount of
I
conversations?
well, so there are a couple of different things. Number one is um, again, I have an IT background, so I know chat
It's
bots and
not.
stuff like that.
I don't know.
It's
Doing
not doing it. Mm.
And I also can see where there are certain um, pictures of women that are with multiple profiles, right? Different names and stuff like that, and I just swipe get rid of them.
Scam,
But
Sam,
Do you want to
because you
date
didn't
a
say it.
granny, a mature woman from your area? So these are for young boys to go to this?
oh God, I hope
Oh,
not.
she's pretty. She's
Because
pretty.
Do you want to
yeah, you
granny,
know, and
a mature
looking at
woman? Why are they calling it granny?
I
I don't know, but I don't like
I
that
I
part.
I don't
I
know.
can't explain that part. I think it's like,
Is
oh,
a
they
radar.
think that they're old because they're, over
Grand.
40. And some of them aren't even grandmothers. It's just like, I don't know. It's kind of a mentality, and I'm like, wow, this
Join
is my
your
target audience.
kind of something.
Forward to now, and now you've decided started dating again.
You're dating age appropriate, which
You're going
Yeah,
on that same site. Well, you also said you did Bumble and
yeah, Hinge,
Hinge,
Tinder,
like
yeah,
I
the
want it
you
regular.
yes, the
yeah, yeah,
mainstream.
yeah, the mainstream. So I don't like Tinder very much at all. Bumble
You went
confuses me.
away. You went away.
Yes, you went away. Your video went away.
Yeah, yeah.
Away.
Just a moment. Just a moment.
Yep.
I need to plug in. Um, so I can still hear you.
We see you. We can hear you too. We just can't see you.
Okay, just a moment. Just a moment. Better?
There you go. It's you.
Just need to plug. So yeah. So fast forward to today. I get the occasional date. Um, I, I I understand. I have a bias toward women who are smart, who can conversation, who that's the and so my uh, pool of women is actually rather narrow because I'm not just out there saying, uh, let's get together and have sex. Okay, so instead of bombing that uh, um, group and being just one of those guys,
Mm-hmm.
um, most recently I have dating with tour guides in Rome. We're talking about women who have master's degrees in art history and speak multiple languages, and they're, okay, that's kind of my groove.
Mm.
But the other side of this is, at this point, many of them have been single for so long that they are very comfortable with working long hours and not really having a social life. So
Okay.
and so from my end, I've I worked my ass off in IT in the US, and I'm like on the downside slide
Right.
of, like, hey, I have lots of time. When do you want to meet up? And they're like, oh, I'm working this weekend. And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, that's
Okay,
not
I see.
really
That comes back to
Mm-hmm.
the story. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right. Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay. Maybe you think so, maybe you don't. I'm generally a pretty good storyteller. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult to, figure out what's what. Um,
Mm.
So
especially,
what are you looking for? What is your goal?
Yeah, what is your goal?
oh, so this is okay. Yeah, okay. Now you've got me on a roll here. You asked the question.
Yes.
It's going to be a long answer. So
Not
buckle
just
up.
what's your goal, but what does your profile say is your goal?
There were a couple of things about my profile. Number one is I only say it that I'm single. I do not say I'm a widower because my family is the funeral business, and I know how um, targeted widows and widowers can be for financial um, fraud. Put it
Oh,
that
for
way.
scammers, you mean?
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know that they were
I
oh,
just
didn't know
oh,
that they were special
oh,
for that. Huh.
maybe the
yeah.
women, I would
I
think,
thought that would be
probably.
Oh, but
anybody.
men too, because if, for example, if we'll just say, excuse me, person, male or female, has been married for a long time, there's this huge hole in their life, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Mhm.
anybody that wants to step in
Right.
is
Yeah.
like,
They're
right?
vulnerable.
Mhm.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
so I stepped away from the business. I was working in it for a while. My cousin runs the business, and because it's family, we all are very aware of when people come in and like, okay, take a breath, rely on your family, um, and be careful because there
Yeah.
are people out there who are willing to take your heart and your
Yeah.
money and your
Yeah.
money. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, but
Mhm.
that's because that's something that, you know, as a family, we're aware of and advise people to, be cautious, right? So, look, you can only advise them to be cautious. They're going to do what they're going to do, but they need to be aware it's a possibility. Okay. So, for me, what is my goal?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, right. So, I live in Italy. Okay. I have residence here. I'm not a citizen. There are some really bizarre tax laws between the US and Italy. So for my when I start to engage with a woman, I say, yeah, okay, no marriage. And they're like, why would you want to get married? I'm like, well, I've been married twice. Okay. So and I was married for 18 years and 15 years. It's not like I'm not a committed partner. It's just legal issues in Italy. they they make they make the Byzantines look like files. I mean, like I've been sent from one office to the other to get papers and more requests and everything. I'm like, okay. And I've been very clear with, a few women who are really, really like, oh, I could do this. And I'd say,
So definitely no marriage is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
no
Just
marriage.
like
And I
no
said,
matter
I could,
what, no matter even if it's the woman of your dreams
Well, he's sticking to his
and the
boundaries.
yeah.
Sticking to
no,
his boundaries.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there
no.
you have
I
it.
mean, no,
Now, how do you put that in the profile though?
I don't really put that in the. I wait to engage with someone before we, work out the details. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and basically, what I get down to is this: I'll wear matching bracelets, matching chains, matching rings, but I will not sign the paper. That's it. That's the.
Mhm.
So you'll
I
do the long-term committed
I will
part of
absolutely do. Yes,
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
yes, I'll absolutely do the. I'm not like hit it and quit it kind of guy. That's just not me. And I I I will absolutely do the long term. I'm not sure about cohabitation right now, but because it's even in this apartment is still new to me. And I can absolutely commit. And I've said
The
to a
only
couple.
part about that though is okay, so say that you meet this woman, you're in a committed relationship,
Hmm.
say that you move in together, everything's hunky dory, blah, blah, blah. But we're at that age where, I don't know, 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now,
Well,
something
30,
might,
you got 30
okay, I don't
30
know.
years, no, 30 years, you're being really optimistic.
You've been generous.
Okay, whatever. I'm
You've
being
been
optimistic.
generous.
Being optimistic.
Right, and that's what we are,
Optimistic.
optimistic.
I mean, like,
And now you're in a committed relationship, but you haven't signed the papers. So say that this woman, I don't know, she finds herself high and dry
Well, I mean, I'm thinking
or
like
out of
for
the
health, like
house.
if there's a health issue and
Or
there,
that, yes,
yeah,
like something like
yeah,
there's a lot of things that you need
yeah,
that person for, and vice versa,
in the
even if it's
hospital,
you living in her apartment and now,
yeah.
you know what I'm
no,
saying? Like,
Those are real things. If
oh
they're
yeah,
if you have a health
absolutely.
issue and you're not considered a legal
yeah,
relative, and
yeah,
then that
making
woman, yeah,
decisions.
and then she's out, she has
No,
no
Yeah.
voice to do or say anything.
I agree, and I'm very upfront about that. So, I have children, and so I've lived in the U.S. and I'm now living in Europe, and my sons both know what my will looks like, which is the property in Europe goes to my younger son because that's where he will end up living. The monetary things will go to my older son because he's living in the U.S. And so these things are separate, and I've been very clear with them. However, even if I partner with somebody, and that's the way I would phrase it, that's not part of the equation. It's I've already decided. I've decided what jewelry the boys get, what property they get, what money they get, what the percentage is. It's in my will. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to redo that. But however, I'm 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 very willing to partner with a woman, and of course any woman that comes into my life, she might be a freaking billionaire. How do I know? I might be this just,
Yeah,
you
if you
know,
go for a billionaire, yeah, that would.
well, a billionaire would work. Well, we'd had great
Yes,
vacations and shit like that. But but my
yes.
but it's really so back up a little bit in this age range. Excuse me. Um, what I'm finding is, like, anecdotally, put it this way, there are you guys hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm.
it's doing,
Okay.
it did go out, but
Oh,
it's
it did
back.
something,
Yeah.
but it's back. Yep.
Okay. So what I'm finding is, anecdotally, is that there are a lot of women who are divorced or basically abandoned by their husbands and are
Yeah, I'm sure.
working real. Oh, it's a big thing in Europe. Husbands just walk away. They go to a different
Great.
country. They create a new family. And
Yeah.
oh, yeah, yeah. And yeah, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. And
I think
so,
that happens in America a lot.
well,
Probably more
Well,
if
I don't
you
know
look
about the
at the stats.
abandoning because there's a court
Yeah,
here's the
there's
system.
thing.
Yeah.
courses. Yes, yes.
Tell you a story. Um, when my wife died, the Italians didn't believe we were actually married, so that I did not have the authority to either bury her or cremate her.
See, that's the
Yeah, that's one of those things.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is definitely a thing in Europe, and so I'm this woman I'm talking with, whom I like very much, and she's very. I just like her, and we're going to meet, next week, and
Wait, you're gonna
she's.
meet her next week?
Mm-hmm.
You've never met before.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Nope.
okay. So this is a brand new girl?
Well, it's brand new, but it's different because we text often and we
Oh,
talk.
yeah, he's already had communication.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and we're on the phone a lot of times, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I can't talk now. I'm on with my daughter, and I'm like, oh, I'm with my mom, and we'll catch up tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have something set up for Wednesday, before Christmas
So I'm
break.
guessing it's not a long distance. She lives in Rome or
She lives in Rome is huge, so it's not the easiest place to get around. But yeah, she's from Rwanda, and uh, very pretty. And,
so she's
and
wait, so she's originally from Rwanda
yes,
But so she's not okay.
and but she lives in Rome
yes.
and
She ended up to be the wife of a diplomat and spent years in Germany, and now she's in Italy.
living
Oh
her
yeah,
best
yeah.
life.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So she's fascinating, and I actually did spend time living in Germany. So there are a lot of intersections there, and she has kids that are
Okay.
about, you know, almost 30, and my older kids are almost 30, and there's a lot of intersections there, and so for me,
Hmm.
those are the things that I look for. It's not just like so some so if I connect with a woman who says I have no kids, I don't want any kids, uh, smoking is a no go for me. Um, and it's so you kind of, excuse me, connect with people on a different level. But I think I got to her with Hinge, and within about 10 exchanges, she's like, "Here's my number."
Okay.
So, well, I mean, I don't.
Is Hinge the one where the woman has to
No, that's
Okay,
Bumble.
You're
okay.
talking
Yeah,
about Bumble,
okay.
right? Right.
Okay.
So, I, from my point of view, I don't ask for a number. Okay. If someone offers, I'm like right on it. Here's my number. Okay. Text me, call me, beat me, whatever you want to do. No, because a woman is that interested that she's willing to offer her phone number, which is, it's not um, it's not a simple thing for a woman. It's not easy. It's like you have to be like really interested and confident.
Interested and trust.
Yes, and feel comfortable to
Yes.
do that.
Right.
Yes.
And so now this woman, Monique, like we can talk. She's like, "Oh, I have to work today, but I have 20 minutes. Do you want to talk?" I'm like, "Well, yeah."
And dare
me?
I ask how old she is?
She is 51.
Okay.
And I'm 60.
Yep.
Okay. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so she's a young chick to me.
No, that's still age appropriate. That's still age
I mean,
appropriate.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yep.
and she's her daughter. She's like, "Oh, my daughter's birthday was like last week, and she's 29." And I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool." And she's dating this German guy because Monique lived in Berlin with her ex-husband, diplomat guy, for 12 years, and so forth and so on. It's almost like playing chess. Okay, you have to figure out not only like what's connecting two people. When I connected with my second wife, we found out that we lived in the same places in the U.S. at different times.
Oh wow.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she lived in New Hampshire because she was a graduate student, and I was a working guy. And then we both lived in Washington, D.C. for the same time, and we both lived in Hartford, Connecticut area at the same time.
Have you found any such common things with this new woman yet? Like, have you found what makes you very interested in her? Like, are there things that you feel like you have in common with her, or?
Well, so one of the things is that she lived in Germany for many years, and I spoke German when I was younger and was an exchange student in Germany. And her daughter lives in Germany and dates a German guy. And she is, I'm going to say, a little bit lighter than Patricia. And so what I found is that when people travel a lot, and I have, like, I've been very fortunate that way to travel and see other places. Are you with me?
We're here.
Or okay. So
Yeah.
okay. The video seemed a little staggered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there are these intersections. Like, okay, we've been in the same places, but at different times. We understand these different cultures because, I mean, to be honest, I mean, she and I are actually both outsiders in Italy. People look at me and they speak English. They don't try to even speak Italian. Okay.
Yeah.
And she's a really nice cocoa colored skin, and she feels like she's an outsider in Italy too. But she speaks Italian, and I don't. And
She can teach you. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.